Friday. Woohoo! And I'm so excited because, all week long we have been celebrating National School Counselors Week.
Yes.
And so on my phenomenal Female Energy Friday, I have some dynamic, beautiful ladies in here to talk about counseling, why they do what they do, and all of that. And they are from the campus of Ridgeway High School, home of the Roadrunners. How you guys doing today?
We're good. Doing good.
That's good. That's good. So, we were talking a little bit off air, just trying to get you guys, ready and everything. And I forgot to tell you that I would ask each of you to introduce yourselves to our listening community.
Okay.
So if we can start with you first.
Okay, I am Kimberly Harville.
Latanya Van.
And Yolanda Grant.
Awesome. And you guys are counselors at Ridgeway High School.
Yes.
Now, I'm just going to ask a few, not so hard questions. How long you guys been counselors? Because some of you guys look like,
I'm going to say we look good.
Yes.
Well, I would say that I think this is my 24th year in counseling.
And this is my 25th year.
Okay.
This is my 17th year as a counselor, but I've been in education for 26. I was a teacher first.
Okay. Wow. Well, congratulations. And I first want to say, just thank you guys for your service, not only to the school and to the students in your school, but to the district, right? Because you guys, you know what I'm saying, you guys put in a lot of work. And it's mentally and emotionally, right? It's a heavy lift.
Yes.
And it's gotten so much heavier, in COVID, right? Post-COVID, real talk, right? But you guys are yet hanging in there with us and helping us out, right? So I really, really appreciate what you do. And I know your theme this week is helping the kids dream big.
That's right. That's right.
And so, when you get to the high school level, that's even a heavier push, right?
Right.
Because by that time they have their own little swag or, different personalities. And so being counselors on a high school level, right? How do you encourage the students to, how do you encourage them to move outside of their comfort zone, to dream larger than what they see?
Right. I think it's, like you said, it's a little bit of a challenge over the last couple of years with the pandemic and everything, but really trying to, hone in on that motivation piece, because it has been a struggle, but, to each his own. But we try to allow them to see the opportunities that lie ahead. And, within the district, there are so many opportunities for our students, but they have to be able to see it, to believe it. So that's something that we try to work forward towards.
Oh, okay. Okay. And the different programs that you guys have, because you mentioned those, you just mentioned those. There's so many opportunities,
Right.
And resources within the district. So, if a parent was listening, right, before they go to the showcase tomorrow,
Right.
okay,
That's
just
right.
slide that in there. Before they go to the showcase tomorrow, they're looking for a place for their 8th grader who's going into the
Right.
9th grade. What are some of the, opportunities and resources that you guys have available at Ridgeway?
Right. Well, we have the IB program, International Baccalaureate. It's a great program. We also have dual credit, dual enrollment. We have our career tech classes for students to gain, their industry certification. We have a great art program, theater. We just have a lot of things that are rich to the Ridgeway community.
Okay. So now we all we understand now that everyone sitting here is a veteran. Okay, is a veteran to high school counseling. There are no rookies, sort to say. What still brings you? What rewards you? I mean, you guys have been in it for so long. What is rewarding for? If each of you could kind of tell us what's rewarding for you in this field, even in this time, if you will.
Okay. Well, for me, it's seeing the transformation from going from, I don't think I can do that, to I think I can, to I know I can, and then seeing that come into play when we move beyond Ridgeway. So
Yes.
that's what motivates me, and I love to see that.
Oh wow. Oh wow.
And I'm thinking about the most rewarding part of what I do is seeing my students, 5 years later, 10 years later. I often run into students in the grocery store, in the mall, different shopping centers, and them telling me what they have accomplished, some of the things that they're now involved in. And, and me remembering, being just instrumental and positively impacting their lives. So that's something, because you often think about where they were in the ninth grade, and then you're looking at them now and they're pushing 30,
Right.
and and they've accomplished a lot. I have students that have been to the military, that of course that have graduated, that have their even upper level degrees and things like that. So that's very rewarding to realize that being a part of
Their growth.
That growth, yes,
Right.
definitely.
Right. Awesome.
Absolutely. I would actually say what Ms. Van said. It's really the affirmation. Just from the email to maybe stopping by just to say thank you, or
Yes.
it could be the smallest thing, or years later, like she said, they come up to the school because they're still looking for you. So it's just the affirmation to know that I made a difference in a child's life.
Oh wow, that is awesome. And so with this week, I know that you guys have had a whole lot of activities and things going on at your school. So if you wouldn't mind just sharing a little snapshot of some of the things you guys have been involved in at your schools this week.
Well, today we went to the senior breakfast.
Brunch.
Brunch. Yeah. Right. The kids were really excited, and just coming out of COVID again, and being able to be out, and they were dressed up, and they were so excited. And Dr. King, he's our vice principal, he said he called them graduates, and just to see how they looked like, just getting ready for this senior stroll. Today was great.
Right. But we've been celebrated all.
Yes.
Yes.
Our principal, Dr. Nelson, he has treated us to
Yes.
some great things.
He
Some
has.
big
Yes.
surprises. And so
Yeah.
we appreciate that.
Yes,
We are
And our
very thankful.
teachers
Yes.
are
They get
buying
the
us
bulletin board
lunch,
for us.
made
We
a
love-
bulletin board. So,
Days.
yes.
Right.
Yeah.
It's been really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We appreciate it.
We feel special.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And you guys should. So, even when you brought up the senior brunch, back a few years ago, like many years ago, it used to be called senior breakfast, right?
Right.
Or you would have maybe a senior day.
Right. Right.
you
That's
know.
right. That's
So
right.
you guys kind of see that, like you said, you see their growth.
That's
Yes.
right.
And so
Yes.
in their growth, that's where you kind of find your blessing and
That's
your,
right.
and your
Absolutely.
affirmation
That's
and
right.
stuff like that. And that is a beautiful thing. So we're moving forward. I mean, you guys are in high school, so it's coming up to time for commencement.
Right.
For that,
Yes.
those ones who are so proud to be called graduates because they're the
That's
class of 2023.
Right.
And so, do you guys sometimes cry when you see them go through graduation and stuff? I know I'm asking some nosy questions, huh?
I don't know if I cry, but I am just so excited for them.
Yeah.
I mean, but I guess you could say I may get in my feelings for that kid that I know had that transformation. And every year there's a kid with that transformation.
Yes.
And I'm again, your heart is just so full, because you're so happy and the parents are so excited that, again, you've been a part of the journey.
Right.
So, I'm just happy to see them come across that stage.
I think I'm just so excited for
Yes.
them. I'm overwhelmed. Every year it's the same. I'm just like,
Yes.
I'm gonna play it cool this year, but it's the same every year. I get so overwhelmed just because they're so excited.
Yeah.
Their families are so
Yes.
excited, and just thinking about the potential
Yes.
and all these opportunities that they have ahead of them.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
I'm excited for them.
Yeah.
And I think that, being in our positions, that we're an extension of the family, you know, and then oftentimes, you know, they see us as a mom.
Right.
And, you know, so it's natural for us to have those same feelings, you know, toward them. So it's a very proud feeling, you know, a feeling of just, you know, they did it.
They did
You know,
it.
the same thing I feel like that, you know, I felt when my own children, you know, have reached those goals and those
Right.
milestones. And so it is very, very powerful, very rewarding as
Yeah.
well,
Right.
you know, to just see them walk that stage and receive, you know, their diploma is very, very rewarding.
So let me ask you guys this before we go. When you guys were younger, I'm going to say high school.
Okay.
When you guys were in high school, did you ever think you would be a counselor?
No.
No.
I was
Not
going
at
to
all.
medical school.
You were on your way to medical
but,
school.
But I
was
will say
too.
this though, that this work for me is really God's plan
Yes,
and His
absolutely.
purpose for me, and I thank God that He allowed me to see that. But I would have done a whole bunch of stuff. But I know why I'm here, and I'm grateful for it.
Awesome,
Yeah.
awesome.
Ditto.
With-
Really,
yeah.
really. I had no clue that this was where I would end up,
Yeah.
but I am thankful for it because it just fell into place. It happened so quickly, easy actually, and I just that makes me feel good because I know that I'm serving my purpose.
Yeah.
Yes.
It just fell into place, and I know that this is who I am. So
Wow. Yeah. How about you?
With me, I always wanted to be a teacher. And I know that as
Didn't
a
wanna do
school
that either.
counselor, I'm in that same, you know, area. However, you know, I used to do the little things like, you know, you have the classroom set up with my little teddy bears, and, you know, and I would teach.
So you was teaching
I
the
was
teddy
giving
bears and the baby dolls and
instruction,
stuff.
yes.
Yes.
And so, you know, and I didn't mention earlier, but I did actually teach. I taught mathematics for 8 years.
Okay.
I worked in Cypress when it was still a junior high, middle school. And so I taught for 8 years, and I found myself where I was always giving advice, you know, outside of, you know, complete, you know, finish this equation.
Right. What is
And
X?
so,
That's right.
You know, and as the longer I taught, you know, children, I felt like, you know, I had a higher calling. And I started working with the counselor, you know, that was in my building at the time. You know, shout out to Miss Bruce, who really helped guide me, you know, to help me to see and realize my potential in this field, because I also did my internship under her. And so, you know, I kind of just naturally, you know, came into it, you know, from the classroom.
Right.
Yeah.
and that was
That's right, and that was
my
mine
story
too. 'Cause I'm certified 1 through 8, and I was an elementary teacher.
And a science
right,
teacher
and
here.
it was the same thing. But I felt like, okay, I'm walking in my purpose, but I'm not exactly there.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So, yeah.
Wow. Thank you guys. Thank you guys so
Thank you
much
for
for
having us.
sharing.
Thank you.
Before we go, you know it's radio. You guys want to give a shout out to anybody before we hit the
Well, I'd like to
road?
say thank you to all the Ridgeway High School
Yes.
teachers and the
Thank you.
students and the parents for always supporting us.
Yes.
And all that they have done to make this week an awesome week.
Yes.
We appreciate it.
We do.
Yeah. And I ditto that. I also want to shout out to my family.
Yeah.
I know my little girls. I have 5 girls, so
Okay.
they would be upset if I didn't have a shout out to the Van family.
Okay. Okay.
And always Team Grant.
always
Y'all
Team
know where
Grant.
y'all are.
I guess I need to say Team Hartfield.
There you go. There you go. Again, thank you
you so
guys
much.
so much. I'm so glad that your week has been, you know, a good busy,
Yes,
right?
yes.
And filled with a lot of joy, you
Yes.
know, because you can see the passion and the joy in each of you, right?
Thank you.
So thank you guys for helping our students to dream big.
Yes,
Right?
absolutely.
And dream outside that box.
That's
And
right.
be that extension.
Yes.
All right?
We appreciate it.
All right, listeners, you're listening to 88.5 FM. Now check it out. These counselors are from Ridgeway High School, home of the Roadrunners. But if you know a school counselor, this week has been all for them to show them appreciation. So if they're in your family, if they're at your church, you know what I'm saying, they're in your sorority, they're in your fraternity, you know, wherever they are in your life, make sure You don't let this weekend pass without letting them know how much you appreciate what they do for not only for, the community, right? But even for your good village, because all of these members, all of these counselors are members of the good village. You're listening to 88.5 FM.